Hello, 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 hello. Let's get into this, Rocket fans. Going to talk about it briefly here on this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Final score Rockets 104, Dallas Mavericks 110. I'm not a Rockets fan, but as a Houstonian, I hate to lose anytime a Houston team loses to a Dallas team. But just your thoughts on it for these few minutes for the Let's Talk Houston Rockets show. It's late, 7:30 start. It's 10:30 right now, so we'll go about 30 minutes or so. Give me your thoughts. Hit me up at the comments as you're watching on YouTube via the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, or on Facebook, or on Twitch via the Houston Roundball Review on those platforms as well. Strange game. Rocks got to a hot start, cooled off. Alpi Shingun injured his right ankle and did not return after playing a minute. Mavs PJ Washington sprained his ankle as well. Injury bug going around. It's part of basketball, part of being a pro. Teams deal with injuries. Jamon, how are you doing? Rockets attempted more shots than the Mavs. Wow, 26 more attempts. 26 more attempts. 41 for 106. Dallas was 44 for 80. Just didn't make enough shots. And the Mavs capitalized on the fast break opportunities a little bit. 21-14 edge, 6-point win. So you could say that was a key in the victory as well. But down the stretch, I got to say this, and I'm objective. All right. I was wondering why Jason Kidd did not put the ball in a better ball handler's hands. He's got Najee Marshall bringing the ball to the floor. The turnovers down the stretch. The Rockets took advantage, tried to take advantage. The Mavs half court offense, they struggled to get the ball into the front court. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Find somebody who can dribble the ball up the court and make an entry pass. And I'm like, Jason, call a timeout. What are you doing? What are you doing? But Mavs held on. Rockets didn't quit. They competed down the stretch. But it just wasn't enough. Kevin Durant picked up 4 fouls in the first half, 0 fouls in the second half. Interesting. I'm not sure about that fourth foul that was called on KD in the first half, but Ime challenged it and did not win the challenge. This game took some strange twists and turns. Rockets are now 21-11. Mavs 13-23. Just your overall thoughts on it. At times, you see the Rockets need a better ball handler, someone who could settle down the offense, get them in better spots, better position. They struggle at times with good half-court sets. At times, the Rockets' offense really was, let's just throw it off the glass and go get it and try to put it in that way. That's what it was sometimes, at times, and sometimes it worked. But it did not work enough. And the Mavs come away with the 110-104 victory. So join Jamon and add your comments here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, as well as on Twitch or on Facebook as you're watching tonight's edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Don't be shy. Let's see. The next one of these will probably be next Friday. As I said on Thursday's show, most likely the LTHR shows will be, when I can do them, probably on Friday or Saturday, maybe a Sunday, but as time permits during with my work schedule. So the Friday games are easier for me to do the show. And when the Cougs are playing on Saturday in the afternoon and the Rockets playing in the evening, I can do a show that as well in the evening. So it won't be a lot of these as often, maybe once a week until the end of March, or as far, if the Cougs go through April, Then it won't be more than once a week until after the Cougs are done playing and the Rockets are in the playoffs. So, new year, new schedule, working at a high school. I'm not a teacher, working in an office, and dealing with high school kids, especially freshmen, is a whole other level of frustration and stress. Jabbar, as you see across the ticker, did not shoot well, did not make shots, struggled to make shots. Reed Shepard, I was surprised looking at the stats. Jabbar is only 2 for 13. And Reed had 5 assists. I'm thinking, when did he get those? He was 3 for 10 overall, 2 for 6 from 3. He only had 1 turnover, but Reed had the worst plus minus of anybody in tonight's game. Reed Shepard was a minus 24 in tonight's game. So that's tough to do. He did not play awful. He just did not have a lot of positive things, positive production for the Rockets in his time on the court. And that happens, you know. Ayush, how are you doing? But KD did his part, did what he could. You see, due to Şengün's injury, KD had to play more minutes in the Rockets offense with both of them on the bench. Just not the same. You know, obviously, just not the same. KD's a future Hall of Famer. Şengün is one of the top players in the NBA. And when both of them sit down, yee. And Aaron Holiday, I didn't put his stats up in the ticker. I was being kind. Aaron Holiday, Jamon, Justin, Ayush. Aaron Holiday played 14 minutes and scored the same amount of points as we did. That's not a good thing. In his 14 minutes, he did not score. 0 for 6 overall from the floor, including 0 for 5 from 3-point range. And to cap it off, Max Christie beat him on a little stutter dribble and threw down a dunk to cap it off, really, for the Mavs to clinch the victory. So not one of Mr. Holiday's better games, clearly, this season. But, you know, we can talk about it here for a few more minutes on this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Jamon, you know, Rockets are in trouble if KD gets hurt. A lot of minutes for KD. The wear and tear, I think they're going to have to find a way to give him some rest. They really are. Ayush noticed when the Rockets are behind, their offense and defense is terrible. I don't know why. Justin says need more consistent scoring from a guard. Well, Tari did. y'all know the Rockets. Y'all know Tari. Tari's gonna Tari. There's gonna be points in the game. Tari's like, "What the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing?" And then other times he makes a great play, great hustle, knocks down a key shot, 3-pointer, whatever. But his decision making at times is questionable. His ball handling is too loose at times. Amin Thompson had an impact, started out the game really strong. Clint Capella did well in his minutes. Steve Adams did not play. It's just Rockets have things to work on, things to improve, things to get better. But let me see. KD played how many minutes? Almost 38 minutes. We said it on Thursday's show. That's too many. That's too many for KD, man. Got to get that down to 33, probably ideally 32 to 34, but getting up to 38, that's Father Time is undefeated, y'all. And, you know, that's too much right now. I had to tonight because of injury to LP. I understand that, but He's playing a lot more minutes than he needs to, I think. Question: when can Rocket fans expect Dorian Finney-Smith to be back at 100%? Hopefully by the end of the month. Hopefully. I mean, I think he's still on a minutes restriction, so that doesn't help get a rhythm. But he played 60 minutes. He just didn't do much either. 1 for 3, 5 rebounds. So maybe maybe he's getting better slowly. He's starting to amp it up. So I'll say middle of this month, and for sure by the end of January, he's really got it going. But Jabari 2 for 13 did not help at all. Reed didn't shoot well either, and Aaron Holiday with a bagel. Dare I say it? It's been a while, people. I don't think I did this on Thursday's show, but based on how Jabari shot the ball, and based on what Aaron Holiday did, and what Reed did, I'm going to go into the mothballs and bring up something that on this platform is a little bit new, but the sound is still the same. If you've watched previous shows from last season or the playoffs, you know what I'm talking about. But with a twist, this is to Jabari, Reed, and Aaron Holiday. Brick, 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 brick. Yeah, they didn't shoot well tonight. That trio combined to go 5 for 29. 5 for 29. Ooh, yeah. Team lost by 6, and they went 5 for 29. Oh, Ayush, I disagree with this statement. He doesn't believe this team, even with Şengün, is playoff ready. Well, ready is January, so it's subjective. The players don't start till April, so they'll be ready by April. Şengün and Steven Adams, they need them, both of them, for sure. When Steven Adams does not play, Rockets have lost 11 times. When Steven Adams doesn't play, have they won a game when he doesn't play? I know there's at least 4 losses. He's missed, I think, at least 4 games, and they're 0-4. I think that's right. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But yeah, Steven's important. And this, that Reed's one-on-one defense, his individual defense is still a concern. Ime said it. Reed knows it. Opponents see it on the videotape, or I think it's videotape, not film, whatever you want to call it, in synergy, whatever. So, and it's at times, I wonder when opponents don't attack Reed one-on-one and allow him to play the passing lanes or forget about him and what he does do well as a team defender. I'm like, are y'all watching the scouting report? Are y'all paying attention to what he doesn't do well defensively? Because if you ignore the things that he doesn't do well, that's a failure on your part. I mean, come on. That's not, Rockets are glad teams are not attacking Reed one-on-one a lot more. But when teams do, yeah, it's noticeable. Reed, very good season offensively, shooting with much more confidence, shooting well from 3 tonight, notwithstanding. But his individual defense, it's not good. Jamon says, out of the brick trio, mostly disappointed with Jabari. I think these last 2 games, he has not shot the ball well. I mean, he had a streak of 6 straight games of scoring at least 15 points. And the last 2 he hasn't. Thursday he scored 14, so he was right there. But And he's important. When Jabari scores well, shoots efficiently, the Rockets win. When he doesn't, nights like tonight, I mean, hell, Jabari goes 5 for 13, Rockets probably win. 3 for 7 from 3 instead of 1 for 7. It's at least going overtime. He didn't do that. Okay, I understand what you're saying right here. The Rockets have lost to so many bad teams. It's hard to think this team are contenders. Well, the flip side of that is, come playoff time, the Rockets won't be playing bad teams. So you can look at it like that. They won't be facing poor competition to play down to. So they'll be locked in against good teams, good/better teams, better opponents. So maybe that will help them focus and stay focused and be keyed in. Jamon says he's not concerned with Reed now because this is just his second year, and that's fair. His offense has taken a great step forward. The individual defense is still have room to improve. It's only year two. He's got to figure it out because teams will attack him or should attack him, look to attack him. And then in those cases, it's up to the Rockets to rotate and be sharp on their rotations, communicate, and have Reed's back. So they got to do that. It's still team defense overall. You prefer your perimeter defense to not be a turnstile. But if it is, you got to make adjustments to make it all work and to hide those limitations of your teammates and what they don't do well. And I'm okay with this. Hell, I think KD. Let's see, what did he do in the fourth quarter? He didn't take enough shots for me in the fourth quarter. Let me see. Let's see. Fourth quarter, KD. Fourth quarter. KD took 8 shots, 5 for 8. Not enough. Rockets took 27 as a team. He took 8. Not enough. No, not enough. As a team in the fourth quarter, they were 4 for 15 from 3. KD was 1 for 4. Jabari 0 for 2. Holiday 0 for 3. So that's not enough. LP's injury looked like he sprained his ankle. No more tonight, tomorrow. It seemed like the Spurs got good in a hurry. What is the recipe for their player development that the Rockets don't have? Justin, I think you've been kind of harsh, man. Amin's developed. Şengün's developed. Now you can kind of question Jabari, but Rockets, I think, are doing fine. Reed developed. Year 2, he's doing well offensively. I think they have taken a step forward. So Steve Adams' physicality was missed tonight. Yes, agreed. Happy New Year to you, WK. Thank you for finding the show again. And again, these shows, I'm not going to put a slide up of it, but I think what I put together and posted in the YouTube community tab section is roughly one show a week this month and in February. I think that's what I'm looking at. So Friday the 9th, Friday the 16th, Friday the 23rd, Saturday the 31st, Saturday, February 7th, then 21st, Saturday in February, and then March 6th. And then that'll be it until playoffs. So roughly a show a week of the Rocket shows. There'll be clearly more Let's Rage Coug shows, folks talking sports shows, and then recording the show Thursday for the takeover that airs on Roku and at noon on this channel. Correct cuts. How are you doing? How do I think this team would have gone with Jalen Green still on the team? They probably would not be 21-11. I think they have a worse record. I don't think Jalen would ever be an Ime player. Just not. Correct cut states terrible loss. Terrible loss tonight. We're supposed to beat Dallas with or without Şengün. I don't know about that. Especially without Şengün. I don't know about that. Jabari shot the ball poorly. Yes, agreed. And so did Reed, and so did Aaron Holiday. Yeah. So, yeah, that trio went 5 for 29. Clearly, 5 for 29. And Correct Cut said it's no excuse. Well, that's your opinion, brother. That's your opinion. And he says Reed needs to learn how to play defense. Individual defense, he has to improve. And he's got to learn how to use the angles to figure out how to keep his man in front. If he's not the quickest, he's got to figure out, he's got to compensate and figure it out. Year 2, he's made some strides, gotten better. He still has a ways to go. We see it. He knows it. Rockets see it. And opponents see it. But no word on Şengün. You know, and this is a good comparison because there are guards who are not elite athletes, but who are good defenders on the perimeter. Got to figure it out. And Chris Paul was good at that. You have to figure out what you can do well to keep your opponents in front of you. What language? What language did I miss? Did I miss something? You're apologizing for the language. I don't know what language you're talking about. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you. Your apology is accepted. But it's a disappointing loss. I mean, hell, the Mavs, I think the Mavs kind of this win, and then before the losing streak, they beat Detroit. So the 2 wins they've gotten lately out of the last 6 were against good teams or teams with good records. And what is it? Did I miss something? What is it about the Rockets that lights a fire under Anthony Davis? I mean, goodness gracious. He sees Rocket uniform and he stays healthy. Well, first time he did. He played a hell of a first half and then he got hurt. But man, he has it in for the Rockets. Boy. Oh, yeah, we're not talking about handles. We're talking about defense. We're talking about Chris Paul and defense, yeah. That's a good question, and time will tell. WK with this one. Reed is going to be limited as a defensive player, and we all agree it's his individual one-on-one defense. He's done better with steals, deflections. That's playing the passing lanes, cheating sometimes, sagging off, weak side help. But what is his ceiling as a one-on-one defender? How good do y'all believe Reed can be as a one-on-one defender? I don't have an answer for that. I really don't know. I mean, yeah, Anthony Davis, when he sees the Rockets, man, he comes like a whole another dude. Oh, AD is a hell of a player when he's healthy. But Craig Ackman said something, I think, in the first half tonight during the broadcast. This year, Cooper Flag, this is now the Mavs' 36th game. I'm not sure if Cooper's played all 36, but Cooper Flag has played more games with the Mavs than AD has. Wow. That's not good. That's not good. And the Rockets, and the Mavs are entertaining trade options, proposals for AD. If I just can't, if I'm a team, why don't I take that risk? Yeah, he's a hell of a talent, but damn, he can't stay healthy. he can't. He doesn't. So, But Jabari last two games had not shot the ball well. Did not do much. 5 rebounds, no blocks, no steals. So he didn't. No, it's fourth quarter. Excuse me. That's fourth quarter. Excuse me. But yeah, his shots falling off the last two games. But he had 9 rebounds. So he crashed the boards. Just did not make shots. He did not get a lot of mid post / low post options. He only took 2 free throws too. And yes, tonight's game is another example. Rockets miss Fred VanVleet. They miss a veteran point guard to just when things get a little hectic, somebody to settle them down and run and execute some sets. They missed that tonight. So that's the need. This tonight's game was another example of the Rockets need to get a veteran point guard. They do. They need to get. They knew. Don't break the bank, destroy the core, some major 8-player swap. None of that kind of stuff. That should not be necessary. But they got to get a veteran point guard, a good veteran point guard. Another person, I think some folks are in this group want the Rockets to trade Jabari. I'm not against it, but let's not have recency bias. He hasn't played well the last 2 games. Prior to this, he was playing well and shooting well and scoring efficiently. Correct cuts. Now he's saying, Solo says, call up Chris Paul. Boy, I just don't see him being a good fit here. In the locker room, He'd be an upgrade in terms of veteran leadership, but he wasn't playing well before he got shafted by the Clippers. Clint Capella, I think Clint did well. Clint is, in case of emergency, break glass kind of dude. Rockets need a point guard. They missed Steven Adams, but they need a point guard. WK says Jabari is a gamer on both ends. Jamon says, let's go get Westbrook. Justin says, Finney Smith comes back strong. Tari might be a good piece to trade. I think that's probably going to happen. Tari wants starters minutes, starters money. I don't see that being here for him long term. I just don't see it. Yes, I just don't see it. Don't see it. So time will tell. We'll see what the status is of LP for the game on Monday. Rockets have a quick turnaround to get this sour taste out of their mouths. letting this game kind of slip away. Dallas played well in stretches, longer stretches. Correct cuts. It's typing from his chest. We already have a Westbrook. His name is Amen. Amen is a young Westbrook. All athleticism, shaky dribble, and can't shoot. That's Westbrook. This was asked Thursday. I think the name, Chris Paul's name was tossed out there. I don't see that being much of an upgrade. The name I think we kind of settled on, of the names that were tossed out there, was CJ McCollum. I think he would be better than what the Rockets have in terms of production, veteran leadership, some stability, and can still get you some buckets if need be. But that'll do it, everybody. Want to make a quick hitter for tonight's show, get 30 minutes in of discussion with you all. Thank you for joining me in tonight's show. And we'll do it on Friday the 9th, hopefully, most likely. If the stress of the school week returning doesn't freak me out and just wear me down. But thank you as always for your taking time out to join the discussion, participating in the show, and see you in a few days. And y'all know this. Wrapping it up. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. Peace.
Game over.